everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and things are a little bit crazy in the studio today, and we're going to have shadows today because I do not have my filming table set back up yet. It is Monday afternoon, and I still have some things I need to do over in this corner before I move the filming table back, so I'm dealing on what you're seeing table space now is where I would reach to my right to get my ephemera books, my ink pads, my scissors, that kind of thing. So today we are going to work with a paper pumpkin, and yes, it's a card kit, but that's okay. We're going to turn this into a card. Into a tag. So these are the 3 different cards that this kit makes, and I'm going to start with this one. This background is going to be our tag, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. Now I went over and I found my tag dies, so I could cut these out. These are the Tim Holtz tags. This is my go-to reach for, because yeah, that one's going to be too long, but I think we can go with this one. So let's take this, take my Stampin' Up cutter here, and I think I'm going to have to trim this down. Yep, going to have to trim that down just a little bit for it to fit. By this time next week, I should have everything just about put back the way it belongs. And you might have seen my community tab on Monday where I mentioned that for the next several weeks, when we're doing cards or tags, they are going to be done using these paper pumpkin kits. You'll see on my community tab where I have several that I need to break down and get through so I can file the stamp sets, and that's what I'm out to do. Okay, so that's going to fit. Get my plates over here. I have been using the magic mat on my bigger scissors, and I really think I'm going to try cutting one of the magic mats down to size to fit this, and try the magic mat on this as well. And I talked about the magic mat on a previous video where it's nothing more than a self-adhesive mat. I mean, that's it. It's a self-adhesive mat. Okay, I want to trim this down again just a little bit more. Okay, there's that. That in there. Put my die in there. And I think I want this more to the top, because you'll see there's a distressed area on here. There's a distressed area on here, and I want to use that distressed area to cover up with the sentiment banner, so we're going to do that. And then I've got to turn this out of frame a little bit so I can get to my crank. Give it a boost. There we go. Don't worry about that. It's fine. Although mine did slide off a little bit. Tabby's in here helping me today, and since I didn't have a whole bunch of stuff for her to knock over, I let her stay in here and hang out. So she's a happy camper. Now that was a little bit. You can trim that off just a little bit. So she's helping. She thinks. Yes, I normally don't let her over here in the filming corner because this is where I put together items for the store. So she doesn't normally get to hang in over here. Okay, what do they say? See, so I don't lose my plates. I have them all stacked together, and I have one of these vice clips. Clips them together, and I don't lose them. Okay, so this one they put a thanks, and let's see. Because I kind of want to do what they want, but not exactly. And here comes Tabby. Let me move her, and I will be right back. Nope. Can't stay up there out of the way. You got to go out. She thought she was going to sit in the windowsill, but I can't open the curtain or you won't be able to see anything. So they've stamped thanks on here. And this is the one I want to use. But I'm not going to stamp thanks. I'm going to stamp thinking of you. I'm sure by now any of you that follow Stampin' Up! May have heard that there are some challenges within the family that they are dealing with. And while I'm not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator anymore, I have been a Stampin' Up! Customer for several years. And I just want Shelly and Sarah to know that I'm thinking of them. And I think in light of everything that, you know, they might like to have a, you know, a little happy. Okay, I want to see what color they suggested we worked with. Supplies for 9 cards, 9 envelopes. Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Evening Evergreen, Misty, Moonlight, Night of Navy. Looks like we're using Night of Navy. My inks, I do have in order. I am so excited. I do still have to order some spots that I'm missing. And somewhere along the line I've lost Bravo Burgundy, so we're going to use Night of Navy. And we're going to come in here with this, just like this, and try to be in the center of that tag as best I can. Those of you who know me know that center is not my thing. I'm going to leave that stamp pad out in case I need it again. And they have taken colored strips. Looks like we've used one of these, and this is going to be really big, so we're probably not going to use all of that one. But we can modify it, and that's the thing with these. You can modify the kits to make whatever you want. Now they used one of these, and they used one of these. Okay, and they have staggered them on this tag, and I'm not going to use all that room, so I'm going to take and try to leave the biggest part off to the side. So let's go there. And then this one comes in a little bit, like that. And this one comes in like that. Now it looks like we've got this one butted up against there. And then this one comes over top. And then this really takes up that tag. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to trim this tag. And you'll see I'm taking about 1/4 of an inch off. Because I like that shape of that. Okay, so let's start by, let's get our dots. I hit a pokey tool here. Let's get our dots. And I want to really make sure this stays. And then I can put this inside one of the card base envelopes. I'm going to use lots of dots on here so it stays. Now they didn't give us any string for these because, you know, they're not counting on this being a tag. So I'll just pull from my remnants jar over here and see what we can put in the top. And I'm using this here so you can see, I can see where I need to go with my dots. I could have come in with a double-sided adhesive. I could have come in with the glue. But I wanted to show you that for the most part, you can use everything from your kit. You'll need a pair of scissors. And a pokey tool is helpful. And you could have cut that tag by hand just as easy. Now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to rub that down and let that burnish that in. And let's see, I don't have my trash can here. Let me grab my little trash can real quick. Or I will be picking up these little bitty backings from these pop dots. Okay. And yeah, the adhesive would have been faster, and I should have thought of that too. We are halfway through the time and not even halfway through the tag, so, you know, there you go. Temperatures this week are excruciatingly hot, and I am not looking forward to this. So I'm trying to get as much done in the studio as I can, because once temperatures cool down, I have stuff outside I need to be getting done. We should see triple digits every day this week, and then next week be back down into the low, mind you, in the low 80s. Isn't that just crazy? Okay, so now I know where I'm going with that. I'm coming back and I'm going to snip that off right there. Okay, let me grab adhesive for the rest of this. It'll go much faster. And because my carts are still the way they need to be, they're just, I'm going to run this one right here. They're just rolled out of the way. I can still get to everything. That would almost need to come down here. Now, we spent the last 3 days running around finding stuff for Bob's man cave. And then now he's downstairs putting his man cave stuff together, and I'm going to be working in here trying to get the studio back together. I'm starting to get the itch to write again, and I'm loving it. Okay, so we have that. Now we're going to come back in with our dimensionals. And I know I may come out of frame just because I'm not sure of where my frame is at. On this narrow table, my table is only about 12 inches deep. And I'm not sure what part my camera is picking up, so bear with me. We will be back on track Thursday with our next color challenge. I'm ready for that. And see, that almost doesn't cover there. Let's see if I can snip this off some more. So we can let a little bit of that color poke through. Here we go. Now let's pick these up out of my way before I have them on the carpet. Oh, and then they had the green and the yellow florals in the back, and I don't know if these are going to work. I don't know if I can cut them down, but we're going to try. And then I'll look for something to put in the top for the top of that tag, and we'll be done. I am going to periodically throw a project up on Wednesdays till I get through these paper pumpkins. Okay, see, we only need to come down about here. So until I can get through the paper pumpkins, I'll be posting stuff on Wednesdays periodically. Maybe not every Wednesday, but periodically. And then I can peel that up just like that and catch that. Okay, and then what have I got over here? I have this big vase that I have whenever I make a project, and I have little trimmings left. I put them over here in this vase, and then when I need a little something something, I go here first. Go here first. Let's maybe use that. I would like that little piece of, yeah, it's too gold. Too gold. This one will work. That will work. Let's use that. See? I like that. I like that a lot, but we are going to tie it. Oh, actually, let's not tie it. Let's leave it like that. You know me for tying my strings. I really like to tie my strings. So let's come back here and grab this lace with my tweezers for my spare hand. And then I have a little piece of have this gold thread here. And I'm just going to run it up here and snip it off. And we'll just tie that lace off. Just like that. Of course, I'm doing this without my cheaters, so this could be really interesting. I want to get that back down there around that bottom. There we go. And tie it again. And that adds a little extra something to that too. Now let's pull that tight. And then I'm going to section this right there on that string. Get a hold of my string. I can't get a hold of it. Let's flip this over. Since it wants to come to the back, let's take it to the back. Don't work any harder than you have to when you're doing things like this. Just work with it. Okay, now I can pull that out. Whoops. Pull that thread tight. Just like that. And I'm going to pull that one more time just to make sure it stays. And then I'm going to come back with my scissors. Clip that off. And there we have our tag for Tag Tuesday. That's going to be it for me in the studio today. Thanks for joining me. Remember to check out other videos. When you see somebody has left a comment down below, remember to go ahead and check out their channel and see what they're up to. In the meantime, remember to like, to share, subscribe, and tell me, what would you like to see me make for the next Technique Tuesday? Thanks for joining me in the studio today. Creative blessings.